Well, thank you all for waiting. I am a little bit sorry I overslept a bit. Tried to read up on the upgrades the team brought as well. Didn't quite get to every single one of them, but apparently Mercedes have brought some pretty major new parts, which explain their performance in free practice yesterday. We are hopefully going to see something more in free practice today of them. And yeah, we are about 10 minutes from the green flag to this third and last practice session this weekend. How are you all doing? And yeah, I have already seen in chat the first word plays on being Hungary because, well, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix and such. So I don't actually have a picture feed right now, but I see a tweet of Oracle Red Bull Racing that shows treacherous rain about 10 minutes ago. So it seems like the rain has eased off though, so we will probably see a wet track in the beginning stages of free practice, and we don't know what will happen to the qualifying session then. But as far as this weather looks, and as far as I know weather from Switzerland, it might be one or the other, as this is just like those scares, like 20-minute rainfalls, where it's basically like taking a bath as soon as you step outside. So yeah, we really don't know what weather is going to do basically throughout the two sessions we are having today. I just yeah, hope no sessions will be cancelled, because if you look at that video in this tweet, that looks kind of worse than Spa last year. So yeah. So yeah, Jose, good morning to you too. Or as well as I know, you're like in Texas, right? So it's pretty much, it's a really early morning for you. I mean, for me, it's I just slept until like noonish. So yeah, it was just getting late yesterday with Gran Turismo 7. Kind of shouldn't have gotten myself the game. I'm spending way too much time with that. So yeah, I am curious, as 6 in the morning. That's about when I fell asleep. Fell asleep in my time zone here. So yeah, kind of yeah. Um, yeah, quite right. McLaren is doing an excellent job this weekend so far. I mean, they have been placing in the top 3 yesterday. I think it was. There you see what happens if I don't really get to prepare those casting sessions. Were they second or third? You will know in chat. 654 in Barbados. Nice. That's a country I really haven't heard from too much. But it sounds, we always just basically get the picture of beautiful beaches and sunsets. That's what Swiss people know about Barbados. So yeah, 5 minutes till the green flag. And yeah, we see what I think is quite curious is that Mercedes are working a lot basically around the halo to get more airflow to the rear wing, which they also have quite improved. And what I have been seeing, which kind of slipped my attention quite a bit throughout the season, is that Alpine is actually running an asymmetrical car. I've always kind of thought the car looked a little bit off, but I didn't think too much about it. Hey Mick, welcome. Nice to have you here. So yeah, Alpine is actually running an asymmetrical car. Like all the cars are asymmetrical on the inside, as you have like intakes and cooling systems and everything kind of spread to the left and the right and just balancing the weight. So, but Alpine actually has this asymmetrical thing going to the outside where you can actually see it. And this is what it makes it look so weird, kind of, because they have more air outlets on the right side of the car and way more openings for airflow there, and their left side, which we majorly see on those clockwise tracks with a lot of right corners, is actually pretty much closed off. They only have these little louvres on the roll hoop. So yeah, this is why the Alpine has this weird look to it, because we're just not used to seeing asymmetrical cars, especially in Formula One. And yeah, I kind of, now that I know why it is and how it came along, I kind of like it more. I mean, I don't really want to get into Cyberpunk 2020, 2077 and all the disappointments that came with the game. But one part I really loved about it was the whole car design there, as they were having a lot of asymmetrical cars, or basically all the cars were pretty much asymmetrical, and really love this one. And by the way, talking about gaming, I kind of had the idea, or we kind of had the idea yesterday of making a little summer event for all of you. So if you head on over to our Discord, you can see a thread we made for that where you can vote if you are on PlayStation or PC, what track you want to drive, and we are currently working out some sort of I don't know, podium prices or a price for the winner. We will have more on that on qualifying. But yeah, basically during the summer break, we're trying to set up some league racing events in the Formula One game, so we can still kind of come together as a community there. And I won't miss you too much within those 3 weeks without racing. 4 weeks? Kind of too much. And yeah, Dan Shepard, 30 minutes of most of them sitting in the garage. I think you are right. I mean, we have the green flag, and in the broadcast, I can't even hear an engine running. So, oof, uh, that's probably just going to be another podcast volume. We are seeing Fernando Alonso currently sitting in his Alpine, but there is no tires on the car, so I guess he won't go out too soon. So Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Well, I don't think we have to wait for half an hour. We see Pierre Gasly getting into his car and looks like he has tires on, so he would be quite ready to go. So yeah, it is quite a lot cooler than yesterday with only 20 degrees. Um, the track has only about 20 degrees, but with 9.7 kilometers an hour, we have quite high winds, or comparably high winds to other sessions. So this is going to be interesting and really throw a wrench into all of these tire datas. As we are also seeing some crowd shots, which yeah, it is still raining. Lots of umbrellas there, rain ponchos, stuff like that. So yeah, I guess we gotta heat up the discussion again on, I don't know. What do you think about pineapple on pizza? Or um, do you rather like to shower hot or cold after taking a dump? Do you wipe front to back, back to front, or do you just, I don't know, shove a roll of toilet paper up your backside? So there we go. First car going out on track is going to be Leclerc, 3 minutes after a green flag. And yeah, it looks like still there's a lot of standing water on parts of the track as you have immense amounts of spray coming from the back of that car. Um, they are out on full wet. Signs out there as well. So yeah, we will probably not see too much of very fast times. I guess they are basically just out to also like clear a path out there, as the onboard of Leclerc doesn't look too rainy. It's just very clouded and still very, very wet and humid. So yeah, our I still don't know. I'm just gonna call you Supermax there. Coming with a super chat for signs to number one at Ferrari. Feral hot take. Yes, I don't know. They're both not really performing. I feel like Leclerc is still kind of outperforming Sainz, but it's just all the strategies, or rather, not strategies at Ferrari, and all of their reliability issues and everything just makes it kind of random who's going to finish last. But as long as the cars are running, I feel like Sainz would still stay a number two driver right there. So yeah, it's just a whole lot of sliding there. And Norris has been taken out to the track as well in the meantime, followed by Guan Yu Zhou. Everyone really like on the wets. So yeah, we will just probably see some banker laps so they can get the track to dry, but doesn't look too bad as we are on board with Leclerc, who just basically straight lined the chicane because there is no real grip at the moment. So I think that would make for a very interesting qualifying though. Yeah, now we get some more drivers out there. Ricciardo is hitting to the track. Mick Schumacher as well. Well, Haas brought a lot of upgrades, so they are really keen on that track time. I really need it. Mick, am I a Seb fan? Who isn't these days? Like I'm not particularly a fan of Vettel, like, but I'm not really a fan of any drivers, particularly out there. But I think his retirement is, yeah, well, it's kind of, I don't know, not really surprising, but also kind of not expected. It's like one of these things you always know linger above your head and will come eventually. But I was pretty much in denial for a long time, be like, yeah, well, he probably won't retire this year, probably next year, but the same thing I thought last year that he might retire this year. So yeah, but it's sad to see. So yeah, the whole boring thing doesn't seem to happen. Currently we got 15 drivers out on track. Only the Mercedes and the Red Bulls staying in the garage so far. We can see Verstappen, who doesn't look ready to get into his car at all. And there is still some work being done on Latifi's car. It might take them a few minutes until he gets out on track, but apart from those 5, everyone is out there. And yeah, do I think Alonso will win a race this year? I don't really think he will. I think he will be in with some good chances, but I don't think he would win a race. As yeah, did I have just read in chat that Alonso is on Inters. I noticed this, but I don't know if I said it. Yeah, Alonso currently the only driver out there on Inters. Now starting his hot lap. So we will see if that was a good decision or not. We are on board with him. The car looks reasonably twitchy, but he does handle the first few turns of his lap quite well. The first sector isn't looking too bad even. Not by a lot. Like it's not that. How could I say this? It's not that game changer. But we just got a radio message of Leclerc saying that he thinks the Inters might be the better choice as well, as there isn't a lot of aquaplaning happening on the track. While that is cutting gold, as we're just going back on board with Alonso, going through those last few turns. and really, really is struggling to keep it together back there. And there he goes over the line, 6 seconds slower than Leclerc on his wet tires. So I don't think we are quite in that intermediate stage yet, but it will come. Well, we can see on the camera shots, it is like the rain is picking back up. So it looks like they are trying to clear the track off, but yeah, we see some more replays of Alonso going around the track, and that car is pointing to the side almost more than it's pointing straight ahead. So now with rain coming back down, I think we're staying with wet tires, I think. So yeah, without, like, if it would not have been raining at the moment, or start raining again, I think we could have given the Inters some tries just to clear off the track. I mean, thing is, the wind has pretty much stopped, so the whole spray of the car isn't really going to be carried away. So the rain that gets thrown up by the car kind of just gets back down on the track where it came from. So Alonso gave it another try, this time only 2.5 seconds off of Leclerc's pace, which is pretty good actually for the Alpine on Inters. So it's hard to say, like on the camera, it's pretty treacherous rain again, so it's hard to say if that was kind of just a lucky run for Alonso, because it does, like, in no picture at all it looks anywhere near to Inter's. So I guess they will switch over to pretty much wets, all of them. That wasn't too bad of Alonso putting it into P3, but with the rain now, I don't think he could improve on that time. Like, yeah, we see Stroll there, also just straight lining the chicane. That really seems like a problem there, so... But yeah, the McLarens are looking quite strong, actually, with a solid P5, P6. I mean, they are still an average of about 3 seconds behind Leclerc's pace, but I think they have also been caught out by just the rain getting way heavier. And now we are going around the track with Latifi going... Wait. All right, we got a team radio to Leclerc from his engineer saying that they are expecting the weather to stay like this for the next 30 minutes, if I caught that right. I guess I will get a replay soon enough here. Rain for the next 30 years, yes. That's what's Formula One gonna be now for the next 30 years, just rain. I don't know. I think Ferrari just got lucky putting those laps in at the beginning of the session, and now the track is just way slower. So I don't think, like, unless the track dries and the rain stops before the end of the session, I don't think we will see any improvements on those two Ferrari times. As yeah, the other teams really seem to be struggling to get good or a comparable lap time together there. So yeah, it's raining hard there. That's always kind of difficult for free practice sessions. So yeah, Giuseppe Pascuzzi. Why drivers often do one lap slow and that one fast? There aren't any stupid questions here. Feel free to ask, especially like if you're new to the sport, ask away. I have been working as a race car myself on DTM cars, though, not Formula One, so I do know a little bit about the engineering behind that all, and I'm always happy to answer questions, even the ones you might feel stupid for asking. So, the Formula One cars, they basically have a hybrid system, so with every braking, they charge a battery they can use to gain additional power. So what you often see, like with rain, everything's just kind of chaotic. I mean, we just get a replay of Pierre Gasly completely missing his braking, locking up a little bit, and going basically straight ahead at turn 8. Good thing there's a lot of runoff there. So yeah, basically there is a data gathering reason to drive one lap slow and one lap fast. You see a lot in practice to see how the aerodynamics of the car works if it drives fast or how it works if it drives slow. You will see a lot of slow out laps as well when the cars just get out of the pits, because the lap there doesn't really count because the start finish straight is not really used. It can't be used if you're coming from the pit lane. So they mostly just go a little bit tactical at it, do some weaving, get the tires up to temperature, as they have a very specific um, operational window of. Okay, chat, you know all the facts. Not entirely sure, but I think the operating window of a Formula One tire is around 90 degrees centigrade. Um, so yeah, to get the tire into the temperature, and then just like it doesn't make sense to push your car if your time isn't going to be a representative. Now we just see fast and slow laps. Also a lot, basically because it's just raining and the track is very unpredictable at the moment. I mean, we have 3, 4, 5 drivers out on track at the moment. With that heavy rain, you don't really want to go out, as you don't really want to risk your car for data that might might even be pointless kind of to have. So, but yeah, the place to have an eye on, or the great standing, the grandstand place I would want to have would be around this turn 6, 7 chicane, maybe into turn 8, as we see a lot of cars struggling through there, getting off track there. I think that is really the point to have the eye on. Markintosh says 70 degrees for the tire. I am fairly sure it is more than that, as 70 degrees is the temperature you are allowed to heat your tires to. So even though you are allowed to heat them up to 70 degrees, last year it was 90 degrees. Next year it will be 60 or 50 degrees as a part of the effort of the whole sport of going as climate neutral as possible. And yeah, YouTube channel, I not sure. Yes, Verstappen, Perez, and Hamilton are still in the pits. They in the garage. They haven't been going out. Doesn't really look like an effort of them to go out. Currently we have a quite lonely Alfa Romeo out on track doing his laps. It's the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas, who is probably just trying to gather some data there. Flamingo, yeah, the bowling thing was kind of fun. Like as I always say, I want everyone to have a good race. But on the other hand, morbid curiosity often just gets the better of me, and I quite like the crashes, kind of hope for crashes. Of course, never with anyone injured, but with how safe the car have become, as we have seen with Zhou Guanyu in Silverstone, for example, or also the treacherous crash back in the day of Grosjean, where basically his car just split in half and went up in flames. We haven't really had, or you would expect way heavier injuries from some crashes than you actually see. And with all these incredible safety features we have on those Formula One cars, I actually like to see them crash because I just expect them to be fine. Like we have seen so many crashes that were so bad, and basically everyone always just walked away unscathed. So yeah, Puma, what time is Q1? Q1 will start in 2.5 hours from now, or 2 hours 25 minutes to be exact. So yeah, is Mick on the Inters? No, he isn't. He is on full wet tires. Magnussen has been taken to the track as well in the meantime, also doing his outlap at the moment on a full wet tire. So yeah, with seeing how the cars are twitching all over the place, sliding sideways everywhere, it's kind of surprising that we haven't really seen anyone crash yet. I mean, we have seen a lot of drivers going off track, basically sliding into runoff areas onto that tarmac outside of the racetrack. But no crashes, no accidents yet, as we get a radio message of Mick Schumacher complaining that there is still a lot of standing water. But it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of hard to say with those camera angles, but it looks like the rain has decreased again, so at the moment it looks like they are really just clearing up the track. But yeah, it's kind of impressive that we have Alonso just sitting up there in P5 with the only lap so far ran on an Inter. But yeah, it's currently, I would say, if I am right and the rain did stop, I would say we see about 5 more minutes on running the full wets until we go over onto intermediate tires right there. But yeah, in the replays, you see like there really is a lot of standing water and aquaplaning there. It's I wouldn't like I'm with Red Bull there. I would just stay in the garage and hope for the best in qualifying or something. But yeah, there is like I don't yeah, it is like with the track condition, it is very close to Spa 2021. So yeah, the spray is still it really is insane and it doesn't get less. That's kind of weird. The AlphaTauris are both giving the track another go, and Vettel just took out to the track for an outlap again, so the conditions might improve. The camera in the pit lane doesn't really show any rain anymore, and there is Hamilton apparently getting ready. At least he has like his tires on the car. Tire blankets are off. He is on a full wet tire. Yep, there we go. We see Hamilton taking to the track as well. So yeah, YouTube channel. I feel yeah, I would stay in as well. Like don't even go to the track, just stay in the hotel, take a hot shower, wait that one out, and then show up for qualifying. So there we are. Hamilton's outlap will take about a minute and a half. So in the meantime, there's not really much else happening. I mean, Gasly has been going off track into turn 12 again, but with that amount of water being there, it's not really surprising. But ooh, there is a nice little picture of the weather radar. It is still treacherous rain all around the track, but the track itself is just like this little, spot of dryness, basically. Oh yeah, it is only the Red Bulls that haven't been going out on track at the moment, and if I'm looking at their onboard specifically here, both in the pits with no camera feed. But yeah, I should just stop talking because as I said this, we see Max Verstappen sitting in the car getting ready for his laps. Nice. So there we go. Hamilton starting his first basically counting lap out there on the track. So he could quite bring it up to the Ferraris or be within like, let's say, a second of the Ferraris. So let's see what he does, as this lap might tell us quite a bit about the track conditions, as he is now 1.2 seconds off pace in the first sector. It's still looking a little bit slidey, a little bit unstable on his onboard. But yeah, throughout the chicane, lot of standing water. He made it through there quite okay, though, dodging some puddles on the track even. Getting into Sector 3 now. Sector 2, 3.2 seconds off the pace, so not sure if he aborted this lap. As it is his first outlap, we can't really compare it to his previous times. I mean, he didn't have anyone in his way, so apart from track conditions, there wouldn't have been any reason to abort the lap like this. So if practice was actually qualifying, Seb might get pole. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? I really hope to see him, I don't know, get a podium or a pole position or anything like this throughout the season, just so he can, you know, have one last kind of highest point throughout his career. You know, just another highlight thrown in there, as it has been quite quiet around him throughout the last years, where he has just basically been doing his job. So there we go. A message from the engineer to Latifi that there is no more rain expected. YouTube channel about that Michael Schumacher thing. All we know is that he had a skiing accident, and that he was in a coma afterwards, and that he woke up from that coma. The whole vegetative state thing is sort of like rumors or just the most likely thing, but neither he nor his family give any interviews or information about how he is doing. So it might as well be that he is becoming a James Bond villain or something. Oh, there we... Unfortunate. Pierre Gasly just spun out. Of course, nothing bad happens in that runoff area, and the drivers are quite cautious. But out of that treacherous 6 and 7 chicane, Gasly just kind of had a little moment there. Apparently, just as it looks like, just hit the sausage curb on the inside of that chicane there a little too hard. Lost grip there. But the track seems to be getting clearer. So maybe within the next, I don't know, about 10 minutes, we might actually see some actually competitive times being put in. As Russell went on a short out in lap on the inters, didn't really make a run with it. So yeah, we just get a radio from him, no grip, struggling a lot. So it's not quite ready for the inters yet, but the cameras don't show any more rain, and the track is getting clear. A lot of those puddles are, yeah, kind of clearing up, so I expect we will see inters soon. hopefully, unless it just decides to start pouring down rain again. So, well, if it is on me, I would just leave it at that. I mean, Vettel in P2, that's quite nice. As we see a hot lap of Norris looking fairly quick there. 6/10 off through sector 1. So at the moment he is just this tiny bit faster than Vettel, if he can keep it up. But looking at track and the setup, I guess he will lose some more time through sectors 3. But yeah, I would say Norris's lap will be about, I don't know, P5 maybe, Schumacher area with a 1.7 behind Leclerc's time there. And there we go. First Red Bull out on track. It is Perez giving it a go on the inters. Same for Ocon. Trying some more inters at the moment. Russell is also back out on track, but I don't have any data on his tires yet. And Norris made up quite some time in sector 3 now, just 1.2 seconds behind. So I was off by about half a second there. Just slotted in front of the two Haases. But yeah, it still looks slidey. I'm not sure if the inters are quite the right decision yet. I mean, we are getting there. The spray is getting less. Can see a lot less standing water on the track, so we are moving there. But at the moment, I think inters are a little bit too ambitious, I want to say. We see Alonso also on the inters giving it another go, but not really able to improve his personal best time even through sector 1. But it looks way more stable meanwhile. Just a little bit of twitching, but that is kind of normal on a wet track. So yeah, sector 2, 2.5 seconds off pace already. So I guess no, he won't even improve on his personal times. Let's see. He's going through the last corners there right now. Really want to see this time, see where it would be putting him. There we go, 2.4 seconds off. That is about P10. So just behind Ricciardo or just ahead of Ricciardo, around there. So it's not too bad. I mean, the track is drying. It is getting better. Paris now soon to finish his first lap, setting a time in, provided he will put that time in and not just go back into the pits. All right, I guess now we are on Inters, Max Verstappen leaving the garage as we speak. So there we go. Vettel kind of having a little moment there. All good, no crashes, no accidents yet, just a lot of cars kind of sliding off the track. So yeah, I guess we have now reached the point of intermediate tires. As we get a message of Lewis Hamilton about having no grip on the tire. I don't know if we should believe him. I mean, no grip on the tires is something he says pretty much all the time. On the other hand, sometimes this season, he sent out radio messages saying that the tires are fine. So it might be that he actually has no grip. I mean, it doesn't look too good. Where is he on track? He is right behind Verstappen, ahead of Tsunoda, going through turn 9. So there is no real... how could I say this? There is no traffic ahead of him, so there is no reason to go slow, and yet he does. But Ricciardo is also complaining about having absolutely no grip. So was that jump to the Inters too soon? And Alonso on his lap currently, or at least the mini sectors throughout his laps, are looking very strong as he goes with a purple sector 1, personal best through sector 2, and he looks like he's having a very, very good start into sector 3 as well, losing some time there as he's coming up on Stroll. So might this be an aborted lap? I don't know. As it looks like my personal track map here just kind of crashed or something. Damn, okay. There we go. Alonso still in P6. Looks like he aborted that lap into sector 3. And yes, apparently Mercedes is generally struggling with getting temperature into the tire, as we heard on the radio, especially on the rear of the car, as Russell is giving it another go, this time on the wet tire again. I think this is kind of a gamble of the Mercedes there, as Verstappen is about to finish his first hot lap. He is now in sector 3, but there is no footage of him. The cameras are currently on Leclerc, trying to improve on his times, probably, but doesn't look too good, as he had kind of a slow half of the first sector. Verstappen putting his time in, 5.5 seconds off the pace, leaving him very far back. So yeah, okay. I'll be right back here, as it seems like one of my streams crashed, which is very unfortunate. I am sorry for this inconvenience, as now it really looks like They are going all out again. At least the sector times are looking like it. There we go. Currently, quite a lot of drivers out on track. Verstappen, well, 3.5 seconds off the pace still. Russell not really able to improve on his wet tires as well. Or is this... All right, so there we go. Russell back into the pits. Getting the wet tires off, sticking it over directly onto his intermediates, and straight back out, as this seems to be crucial to get more lap times in, as the first half or the first 3/4 of practice weren't really that representative or useful at all. We see an onboard with Russell there, just basically going straight ahead, getting a warning on his radio about a yellow flag, which was he himself. But it's going okay. No crashes so far, which I don't know, seems kind of impressive to me. Verstappen trying to get a better lap in with a first sector time of 35.14 seconds, which makes him actually faster than Leclerc in the first sector, a little bit slower through the second. So he is probably running some more downforce. On the other hand, it is a wet track. Like, you don't know, maybe he just hit a puddle that slowed him down. It's very hard to do anything really predictable, but we have another purple sector 1 of Alonso there. Alonso also getting his personal best into sector 2. Verstappen over the line about 1.8 seconds off. That at least puts him into the top 10 there. So let's see Alonso going through the last corner. And there we go. 2/10 off. So he is taking P2 now, which is not too bad. He has the fastest sector 1 and the fastest sector 3. So I guess Alpine is coming away from their high speed, low downforce philosophy we have seen make them struggle on other tracks. So yeah, L Plan taking out Vettel there. That's kind of unfortunate. So there we go, Latifi, the GOAT, putting it in with the fastest sector 1. He's still on an intermediate tire. Albon coming over the line, just a personal best there, but there was a lot of purple mini sectors throughout sector 3. But yeah, he has, like, Gotifi has taken this fastest sector 1 time, and we have a Vettel in the barriers. Yeah, sector 2 is yellow. We have the first crash of the session. Vettel has been going off track. We are having a red flag. Ooh. So we will never see Gotifi. I mean, it was He made it into Sector 3 already, looking very solid there. As we get a replay of Vettel, what happened? He lost control of the car into turn 8, I want to say. Just went a little bit too enthusiastically on the throttle over a curb. And damn, I wanted to see that Gotifi lap. Like that was quite promising, actually. So yeah, Vettel very, very frustrated there, but it doesn't look like there is any damage to the car. At least not the visible parts. Nothing has been stuck under the barrier. Maybe his front right tire could have taken a little bit of a hit, but it looks like that is fine. Like the wheels are still kind of sitting parallel. Could be that he needs a new front wing. So it really wasn't a crash, as more a you know, a little loft tap, you could call it. So yeah, Latifi was robbed. That would have been his moment. That's sad. So yeah, Vettel taking it into the barrier. The car is being recovered as we speak. Vettel, of course, as we know him, very engaged there, helping the marshals recover his car. So the timer is still running. When Vettel went off, we had about 8 minutes left. So I don't know with the timer still running if I don't know if the session is being resumed. I'm gonna call it right now that is just all a conspiracy against Latifi, who would have shown his true form here. So they just radioed to Vettel that he needs to crash, so we will never see the true Latifi brilliance here. Aston La Vista, baby. Oh. So yeah, the session will be resumed in about 2 minutes. So the red flag procedure has already been taken place. Kaiser, the damage on the car, we don't know. It didn't look all too damaged. The front wing was still okay. So I'm going to assume, as the car was standing at a little bit of an angle, I'm going to assume that the suspension is okay as well. We are seeing a replay on board right now. Oh, that wasn't over a curb. It was just, yeah, Latifi was set up. Okay, so he impacted the barrier with his rear tire first. Didn't look too dramatic, but could have been quite some speed, so they definitely need to check the gearbox there. But from that shunt, I don't think there's any damage to the suspension. Maybe the gearbox, but maybe the gearbox. Apart from that, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say there's any other damage from what I have been seeing and basically from the impact force. So the drivers are already lining up to go back out there. I don't know if this is another FIA hardware issue or if the timer has not been stopped, but the timer is currently showing 3 minutes 40 seconds to go, which is not a lot. Like, that's basically enough to get the outlap and maybe put in one more fast lap. They seem to be preparing Verstappen as well to go out once again. We are still only seeing inters, at least from the cars that are on track. We're only seeing inters. So yeah, Vettel definitely set up Gotifi there. All right. So everybody out, everybody on their outlaps. Gotifi leading them over the track as he now comes into turn 10 first after the red flag. There's still some cars in the pits, but as long as they are not coming out anytime soon, Gotifi will have a completely free track ahead of him. So, and we had a little onboard with Verstappen there, looking very, very stable. And there goes Latifi straight into traffic from Haas. I hope Magnussen gets out of the way there quickly. And he doesn't. Yeah, now Latifi had to brake there, so doesn't get past Magnussen, so that is not going to be a fastest lap there. So yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, Uzi qualifying is starting in 2 hours. It isn't raining anymore. We can actually see the first corners forming kind of a dry line, not quite dry yet, but let's say a damp line. Contrary to all the standing water we had before, not too bad as we're running on board with Russell. But he hasn't been able to improve his first sector times, while Verstappen goes purple in sector 1, 1 second faster than Leclerc. Leclerc himself, though, improving on his time by quite the margin, so they're only 4/10 apart at the moment. Russell not able to improve on his personal best in sector 2 as well, so that won't be too much going there. As yeah, Russell is going into P10 with his time. Verstappen coming down the straight into this last little cornery bit of turns 12, 13, and 14. So Verstappen gets to keep his purple sector 1. Leclerc, though, gets a purple sector 2. Timing-wise, it looks like they're pretty much even up as Verstappen goes over the line. And Latifi giving it another go. Latifi there getting this purple sector 1 off of Verstappen. Seems to be... Where is he on the map? I can't... Oh, there he is. Getting through the chicane now. Soon to be into turn 10 there, over to sector 3. Albon putting it into P2. Leclerc improving, of course, putting it into P1 again. It doesn't look good for the Red Bulls as Latifi goes purple in sector 2 as well. I mean, this I'm refusing to believe that this is only free practice. This is qualifying for me now. Latifi giving it his everything. The Nutella man going into P1. Purple 1, purple 2, and almost a purple 3 there, just by a few hundredths of a second off of Russell, but that is a P1 right there. The checkered flag is out. No one is going to do anything about this time. Hamilton has been getting in as well, but only able to put it into P11. So yeah, there we go. Free practice 3, led on by Latifi, followed by Leclerc, followed by Albon. Now this is the free practice Williams would want. Are they back? Are they back to the form they had back in the 80s? I honestly don't think so, but there we go. The GOAT P1. Now this is seeing the Nutella man up there. Damn, that's great. Now this is something, yeah, we need to screenshot that. Absolutely. Vettel tried to set him up, but he failed. The GOAT is there performing as the GOAT never has before, but now it is Rain Master Goatifi. Damn, that was one heck of a lap right there. As we are seeing, oh god, that's quite funny. We see like the dudes in the pit lane of Williams just all looking at each other like, what the fuck? What's happening here? Like that one dude from Latifi's garage who just looked at the camera and shrugged, smiled, and was like, "Yeah, well, okay." So nobody knows what's going on there, but we got the GOAT in P1, 6/10, 601,000th of a second faster than Leclerc. Yeah, Williams 90s comeback. Absolutely. Like now I've seen everything. I guess we can close down the channel now. I mean, why would we even report on qualifying? I mean, that's a nice note to end on. So I'm gonna talk to the team. Don't like the stream, don't subscribe, because we will probably never do this again. We will just end on Latifi getting a P1. And I'm joking, we're absolutely not doing this, and we are going to be back in less than 2 hours. Just so you know that we are doing qualifying as well. You will be joined by me once again for qualifying. Also, Ryan will take over my little strained voice for the race tomorrow. So, yeah. That's... Damn. What did I just witness? What did I just see there? So, yeah. Top 3 with 2 Williams cars. Now that's... Yeah. It is Goatifi in P1. So yeah, I think we got our poll favorite. Take your vote now. Goatifi poll incoming. And this by over half a second. I don't know what to say about this. This is... Yeah, it's just impressive. It's amazing. It's like, you know, maybe we're all happy now, but that is actually like the first sign of the apocalypse. I don't know. Wasn't the Latifi P1 one of the four horsemen, or maybe it's the fifth horseman? You know, you get war, hunger. No wait, war, famine, greed, and Gotifi on P1. That's the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And I mean, we are already in Hungary, so yeah, not much left. The world is ending, my friends, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel and liked the stream, so this will give you, I don't know, prime tickets to hell, probably. But nonetheless, that has been Free Practice 3. I have no idea what to say, quite honestly. So, yeah, racing statistics background, the one making our t-shirts and merch. By the way, we have t-shirt and merch. You should check that out. Supports the channel immensely if you get something there. But I think we need a first and third horseman of the apocalypse merch shirt just for this practice session. Like, I would buy it. So yeah, this has been it. We are going to have qualifying in about 1 hour and 50 minutes. I hope to see you there. Yeah, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're doing this for 3 years without missing one single session at the moment, or as it stands at the moment. And be sure to check out our Discord channel where we are currently setting up a little summer event where we can drive Formula One against each other, so we are not too bored while there's just no races going to happen. So far, so good. I hope for a Latifi pole right now, and we'll see. We'll meet us again for qualifying soon enough. It's a goddamn Latifi P1. I can't handle this, so I don't know. I got vodka in my freezer. I'm gonna use something like this, and yeah, see y'all very soon. Goodbye.